Peace be with you, beloved soul. Take a breath here and know that this moment has been guided. You are not listening by accident, for the hand of God has drawn you toward this message, and his angels surround you even now, whispering truth and comfort to your heart. The message is this: someone's soul has discovered what heaven has always known. Life without you is not possible. Your soulmate, the one written into the fabric of your journey, the one heaven has prepared in quiet places, carries within them a confession that grows stronger each day. They may have tried to silence it. They may have resisted the stirring of love inside them. But the truth is, God has joined your stories together in ways that cannot be undone. As it is written, "What therefore God has joined together, let not man separate." Mark 10:9. You are being reminded that the divine plan for your life includes a bond that will stand, a love that flows not from fleeting desire, but from eternal design. And though they may have wandered, though distance or silence has stood like a wall between you, the Spirit of God has been working behind the veil, preparing their heart, softening their soul, reminding them that without you, their journey is incomplete. The angels say, "This is not ordinary love. This is not passing affection. This is covenant love, sacred, deep, and eternal." Even now, you may feel weary from waiting. Perhaps you have wondered, have I imagined it? Have I been mistaken in believing this love is real? Yet God whispers to you today, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. That future includes companionship. It includes the rest your heart has longed for, and it includes someone whose soul will finally confess, without you, they cannot walk forward. Beloved, you have carried much. You have prayed through the silence. You have cried into the night, asking God if this longing will ever be fulfilled. Your tears have not been wasted. For as it is written, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Psalm 56:8. Heaven has seen your quiet suffering. Heaven has heard your unspoken prayers. And heaven now delivers this word. The one whom your soul is tied to will speak. Their confession is rising like dawn, and though you may not yet hear their voice, their spirit already calls to yours. Deep calls unto deep. Love recognizes love, and spirit knows spirit. Perhaps you feel this even now, a tug in your heart, an ache you cannot explain, a gentle stirring of hope in places you thought had gone silent. This is the movement of heaven. This is the reminder that your journey has never been alone, for the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:8. And just as God has not forsaken you, he has not forsaken the one chosen for you. They too have been led through trials. They too have been humbled by life. And through those lessons, they are learning this truth. Life without you is empty, hollow, and incomplete. The angels are speaking now, and they say, "You are not only loved, you are not only remembered, you are cherished in ways beyond your imagination. Beloved soul, release the weight of doubt. Release the heaviness of fear. The one who made you, the one who knows the hairs on your head and the tears you have shed, is orchestrating the perfect moment for this confession to reach you. As it is written, the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Habakkuk 2:3. Your soulmate's confession is part of that appointed time. Do not lose heart in the waiting, for the waiting is not empty. It is shaping you. It is preparing your spirit to receive love with depth, with gratitude, with unshakable faith. And it is preparing them to rise above fear, to lay aside pride, and to step into truth. In this moment, let your soul rest. You do not need to chase. You do not need to force. For love that is divine cannot be stolen, cannot be broken, cannot be lost. It can only be revealed. And that revealing is nearer than you think. Pause with me here. Take a breath. Place your hand gently over your heart. And know this: God is already moving in ways unseen, guiding two souls closer, weaving threads that seemed broken, mending what was frayed. Beloved, as you receive this word, let it bring you hope, for you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken, and you are not waiting in vain. Now, before we continue, I ask gently, if this message is watering your soul, if it is bringing peace and strength to your spirit, consider helping this light reach more weary hearts. You may subscribe, that this channel may be a daily well of peace for you. You may leave a comment with your reflections or a prayer request, that we may join you in faith. You may share this message with someone who needs a gentle word from heaven, and if you feel led, you may bless this space with a super thanks, that together we may keep pouring out these rivers of peace to those who thirst. It is never demanded, only offered in love as a way of sowing into the spreading of God's comfort. Now, return with me to the message. The angels say, "Do not mistake silence for absence." Your soulmate's confession has been written into their heart long before their lips will speak it. Even in the quiet, they are being stirred. Even in the stillness, they are awakening. Their dreams remind them of you. Their spirit aches for you, and their life without you feels incomplete. This is not desperation. It is divine recognition, for the soul knows its counterpart. As it is written, two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. And so it will be with you. Your paths will align, your hearts will meet. And the confession you have waited for will not only come, it will overflow with the depth of heaven's truth. Beloved, hold this close. You are not chasing love. Love is chasing you. You are not begging for affection. Affection is already flowing toward you, and you are not forgotten. You are chosen by God, chosen by love, chosen by the one who will soon confess. Life without you is not possible. Rest in this truth, and let your soul find peace tonight. Beloved soul, let us walk deeper into the river of truth. The angels are still speaking, and they bring to you a word of hope that will steady your trembling heart. Your soulmate's silence has not been their truth. Their hesitation has not been rejection. In the secret places of their soul, they have already confessed to God what they cannot yet confess to you. They whisper in prayer, even if they do not know how to pray, that without you, their life feels unanchored. And though fear may cover their lips, the Spirit is uncovering their heart. The angels remind you that love is not fragile when it is born of heaven. Love that is divine may bend, but it does not break. It may grow quiet, but it never dies. For love is strong as death, its jealousy unyielding as the grave. It burns like blazing fire, like a mighty flame. Many waters cannot quench love. Rivers cannot sweep it away. Song of Solomon 8:6-7. This is the fire that burns in them. Even now, this is the fire God Himself has kindled. Do you feel it in your spirit? That gentle warmth that rises when you think of them. That is the flame of covenant, not one born of chance, not one born of fleeting attraction, but one born of the eternal weaving of two souls. The angels say, there is a time for every purpose. There is a time for separation, a time for silence, a time for distance. But then comes the time for confession, for union, for the fulfillment of what was always written. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Beloved, your heart has walked through the winter of waiting. You have endured the frost of loneliness. But spring is stirring. The soil of your story is breaking open. Seeds that have been hidden are now rising toward the light. And soon, the confession you have prayed for will blossom into reality. The angels whisper, prepare your heart. Do not let bitterness take root. Do not let doubt steal your song. For when the confession comes, it will come like sudden rain on dry ground, refreshing every place in you that thought it had been forgotten. Beloved, you may wonder, how will I know? How can I trust that this is truly God's plan? Hear the word of the Lord. You will know them by their fruits. Matthew 7:16. The confession that is rising will not be empty words. It will be followed by fruit, by action, by consistency, by a love that reflects the patience and kindness of God Himself. Love that does not boast. Love that does not dishonor. Love that never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. And when you see this fruit, your spirit will recognize it. Your soul will say, Yes, this is the one my heart has waited for. Beloved, the waiting has shaped you for this. You are not the same as you were before. Your tears have deepened your compassion. Your prayers have strengthened your faith. Your silence has taught you to hear God's whispers, and now you stand prepared, not desperate, not empty, but ready to receive love in its truest form. As it is written, after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm and steadfast. 1 Peter 5:10. Your restoration is not only in your soul, but also in your love. The one God has chosen for you will confess, and their confession will restore places you thought were gone forever. Pause here. Beloved, breathe. Receive this not with anxious striving, but with peaceful surrender. The angels are saying, you do not need to chase this moment. You only need to stay in God's presence, and he will cause the moment to chase you. Now let me speak gently to your heart. If this message is bringing peace to your spirit, if it feels like God is using it to water your soul, consider letting this light reach others. You may subscribe, so this channel continues to be a resting place for your heart. You may share your reflections or prayer requests in the comments, so that we may walk together in faith and encourage one another. You may share this word with someone who is weary, someone who is longing for a gentle reminder that God has not forgotten them. And if you feel led, you may bless this work with a super thanks, so that these rivers of peace may continue flowing to hearts across the world. It is not obligation, but invitation, a way to help the word go further, the comfort go deeper, and the message reach souls who are crying out in silence. Beloved, never underestimate the weight of a word from heaven. One gentle whisper can carry someone from despair to hope, and your support is part of that mission. Now, return with me. The angels continue. Your soulmate is awakening. They are learning what Adam knew in the garden, that even in the beauty of creation, life was incomplete until God brought forth his counterpart. The Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Genesis 2:18. And when Adam beheld Eve, he knew her instantly, as though she had always been a part of him. So it is with your soul's counterpart. They are realizing that without you, the garden of their life is incomplete. Without you, their song is unfinished. Without you, their purpose lacks its fullness. This is not dependency, beloved. It is divine design. God did not create us for isolation. He created us for communion, for covenant, for companionship that reflects his own heart. Your soulmate is awakening to this truth. They have searched in many places, but found no rest. They have sought fulfillment, but found emptiness, and their heart is now echoing with one undeniable truth. Life without you is not possible. As it is written, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. Their desire for you is not merely of the flesh. It is a reflection of God's will, a fruit of his design, a manifestation of heaven's plan. And soon, beloved, soon their confession will move from prayer to voice, from silence to speech, from longing to reality. Be still and know that he is God. Be still and trust that the one who began this good work in you will carry it to completion. Philippians 1:6. You do not need to fear the outcome. You only need to trust the process and trust that in God's perfect timing, your soul will hear the words it has longed for. My life without you is no life at all. You are my chosen, my beloved, my eternal gift. Until then, walk in peace, walk in faith, and walk in the assurance that heaven is aligning every step. Peace to you again, beloved soul. You have walked with me through the silence, through the waiting, through the promise. And now, we come to the tender place of fulfillment. The angels say, your soulmate's confession is not only near, it is already alive within their heart. Their spirit has already spoken what their lips will soon declare. And heaven testifies to this truth. You are not forgotten, you are not forsaken, and you are not waiting in vain. Beloved, let me tell you gently, the weight they carry is heavy. They have tried to live without you, but their life feels hollow. They have tried to bury the truth, but it rises within them like a flame that cannot be quenched. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Matthew 12:34. And soon, The abundance of their heart will overflow into confession. They will say the words you have longed to hear. Words not of flattery, but of truth. Words that confess what their soul already knows. Life without you isn't possible. Pause here, beloved, and let this sink in. You are loved with a love that cannot be silenced. You are chosen with a choice that heaven itself affirms. You are held in a covenant that was written before time. For I knew you, before I formed you in the womb. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. And just as God knew you, he also knew the one who would walk this journey with you. From the beginning, he was weaving your stories together, even through seasons of delay, even through trials that felt endless. Beloved, hear me. None of it has been wasted. Every tear you cried has watered the soil of this love. Every prayer you lifted has invited heaven's hand to move. Every moment of waiting has been shaping the both of you for this sacred confession. The angels say there will be no mistake when it comes. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. The words will come with clarity. The love will come with confirmation, and your spirit will know beyond doubt. This is the one. Beloved, do not let fear rob you of this joy. Fear will whisper, what if it never happens? What if you are forgotten? But faith answers, what God has begun, he will finish. Philippians 1:6. Fear says, you are alone. But faith declares, never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. Hebrews 13:5. And the truth stands firm. Love is already on its way. Your soulmate is already awakening. Their heart is already preparing to confess. And heaven already sees the moment you will hear the words that will heal your waiting. Beloved, imagine it with me now, not with anxious striving, but with quiet hope. The moment when they look into your eyes, their walls fall, and their truth pours out. The moment they confess, I have tried to walk without you, but I cannot. I have tried to silence my soul, but it cries for you. You are my home, my blessing, my God-given gift. My life without you is no life at all. This moment is not fantasy, it is prophecy. The angels remind you, hold it close, not with impatience, but with faith. For as it is written, though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Habakkuk 2:3. Beloved, let your hope rise again, let your faith breathe again, for God is faithful, and his timing is perfect. You may feel the waiting has stretched too long. You may feel tired in your soul, but hear this blessing now. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles, Isaiah 40:31. Even in the waiting, you are rising. Even in the waiting, you are being renewed, and soon, the waiting will turn into rejoicing. Beloved, before we continue, let me pause to thank you for walking with me in these words. If this message has watered your soul, if it has brought peace and hope to your weary heart, I gently invite you to help this light reach others. You may subscribe, that you may always return here to find words of rest. You may share your reflections or prayer requests in the comments, that we may lift one another in prayer. You may share this message with a friend or loved one, someone who longs for a reminder that God is faithful. And if you feel led, you may support this channel with a super thanks, helping these words continue flowing like rivers to thirsty souls around the world. Every seed sown helps the message of peace travel further, and I am deeply grateful. Now, let us return to the message of the angels. They say, prepare your heart not only to receive their confession, but to forgive their delay. Do not let resentment shadow the joy of fulfillment. For just as you have been tested in waiting, they too have been tested in silence. And God's grace is enough to cover both journeys. As the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. Colossians 3:13. When they speak, listen not only with your ears, but with your spirit. Hear the trembling of their voice, the humility of their heart, the sincerity of their soul, and let love cover all things. As it is written, above all love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4:8. Beloved, this is not just about romance. This is about God's covenant. This is about the reflection of Christ and his church, about love that endures through trial, about the beauty of two becoming one in the hands of God. You are part of something sacred, and heaven is rejoicing over the love that is about to be revealed. Take courage, beloved. Take heart, for the season of silence is ending. The season of confession is beginning. And soon, you will hear the words your soul already knows to be true. Life without you isn't possible. You are my God-given blessing. You are my forever, and together, we will walk in the light of His love. Rest in this promise, beloved, and let peace guard your heart until the confession comes. For the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. Go now with faith, go now with hope, and go now with the quiet assurance that heaven has spoken, and it shall be so. Peace be upon your heart, beloved child of God. The angels are still near, and their voices are tender as they continue to unfold this message for you. They say, the confession your heart has longed for is not only about love, it is also about transformation. For when your soulmate speaks, when they finally lay down their walls and admit that life without you cannot be lived, they are also confessing that God has reshaped them. They are no longer who they once were. The struggles, the mistakes, the wandering, all of it has been used by God to soften their soul, to humble their pride, to prepare them for covenant. As it is written, and I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you, and I will remove the heart of stone, and give you a heart of flesh. Ezekiel 36:26. Beloved, your soulmate is being given a new heart, a heart that can love you fully, a heart that can walk in covenant with you faithfully, a heart that no longer resists the truth that has always been alive inside them. The angels remind you, their confession is not only for your ears, it is for your healing. For every moment you questioned, for every night you wept, for every time you asked God, am I forgotten? Their confession will answer, no, you were always loved, you were always remembered, you were always chosen. This is why heaven says, be gentle with yourself. Do not dwell in bitterness. Do not let despair linger in your soul. For just as the prodigal returned to the Father, your soulmate is returning to the truth. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. Luke 15:20. And so it will be with you. When they confess, it will not be from a place of pride but of humility, not from a place of performance, but of surrender. They will run toward you, not away. They will speak truth, not excuses. And their words will wrap around your heart like an embrace from heaven itself. Beloved, can you see how God is using this love not only for companionship, but for sanctification? Your waiting has purified your heart. Their journey has humbled theirs, and together, your union will reflect Christ's faithfulness and mercy. This is why the angels say, do not fear the delay, for even the delay was divine. It was shaping you both into vessels that could hold covenant love without breaking. As it is written, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. 2 Corinthians 4:17. Beloved, your tears are being turned into glory. Your waiting is being turned into testimony, and your longing is being turned into fulfillment. Pause here, beloved. Breathe in peace. Feel the nearness of God. Know that His Spirit is covering you even now, preparing you to receive what is coming. And while you wait, hear me gently. If these words are blessing your soul, if they are watering your spirit like gentle rain, consider allowing this stream to flow further. You may subscribe, so this place becomes a steady refuge for your heart. You may share your reflections or prayers in the comments, so we may stand together in faith and intercession. You may share this message with someone who longs to know that God is still writing their love story. And if you feel led, you may sow a super thanks supporting this work, so that the comfort of heaven may reach more weary souls. It is not required, but every gift is a light that helps carry peace into dark places. Beloved, your soulmate's confession is nearer than you think. The angels say, the Spirit has already begun to trouble their heart. They find no peace in distance. They find no rest in silence, and they are being drawn by a love stronger than fear, perfect. Love casts out fear, 1 John 4:18. And this perfect love, the love God himself has authored, is driving away the shadows of hesitation. Their confession will be clear, it will be tender, it will be lasting. And when it comes, beloved, you will know without doubt that God himself has aligned your hearts. You will look back on the waiting, and it will make sense. You will look back on the pain, and it will feel light compared to the glory of the promise fulfilled. And you will say with joy, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes." Psalm 118:23. Beloved, hold this promise close tonight. Rest in the assurance that heaven has not forgotten you, and walk with peace, knowing that the one meant for you is even now preparing to confess what heaven has already declared. Life without you is not possible. Peace rests upon you, beloved soul, as we continue this journey together. The angels are not silent tonight. They are close, whispering what your spirit already senses, that the love written for you is not fading, but growing stronger with every passing day. Your soulmate's heart is heavy with realization. They have tried to imagine life without you, but it is like trying to breathe without air, like trying to walk without ground beneath their feet. Their soul is awakening to the truth. You are not optional. You are essential. You are not just a passing presence in their life. You are the one God has written into their story. As it is written, the two shall become one flesh, so they are no longer two, but one. Mark 10:8. This mystery is not of man, but of heaven, and heaven is stirring within them a confession that cannot be silenced much longer. Beloved, the angels remind you, though they may have seemed far, God has never stopped pursuing them. And just as the Good Shepherd leaves the 99 to bring back the one, Luke 15:4, so has God been guiding their steps back toward you. They may not yet fully understand why their heart feels restless, but you understand. You feel it in your own spirit, the quiet tug, the holy ache, the divine pull that reminds you of what is coming. Beloved, trust that this is not your imagination. It is the Spirit. For it is God who works in you, both to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose, Philippians 2:13. And he is working the same in them. Do not think for a moment that your prayers have been in vain. Every whispered prayer, every tear-stained plea has been gathered into the hands of the Almighty. Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Isaiah 65:24. And now the answer is forming, not in theory, but in living confession. Your soulmate is learning that life without you is not only empty, it is impossible. Beloved, the angels say, do not let weariness rob you of joy. You are closer to fulfillment than you realize. Do not let despair steal your faith, for the breakthrough always comes after the longest night, and the dawn is already breaking. Hear this. Clearly, the one chosen for you is on a journey of surrender. They are being taught by God himself that their strength is not enough, that their plans fall short, and that their only true joy rests in the gift of covenant love. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Psalm 127:1. They tried to build without you, but their house felt empty. They tried to walk without you, but their steps felt heavy, and now their soul cries out, confessing silently what soon will be spoken aloud. Without you, their life is incomplete. Beloved, allow me to remind you of this. God is faithful, faithful to his promises, faithful to his word, faithful to the seeds of hope he has planted in your heart. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:24. This is not a maybe. This is not uncertain. This is a promise sealed by the very nature of God, who cannot lie. Pause with me here. Take a breath. Let the peace of Christ wash over you like living water, and let me speak to your heart gently. If this word is blessing you, if it is strengthening you, if you feel the nearness of God through these messages, I invite you to help this light spread. You may subscribe so that this channel continues to be a place of rest for your soul. You may leave your prayer requests or reflections in the comments so that we can lift one another up in faith. You may share this word with a friend or loved one who is in need of hope. And if you feel led, You may bless this work with a super thanks, helping the message of peace reach more hearts across the world. It is never obligation, only invitation, so that together we may sow seeds of hope in places that feel barren. Beloved, return with me now. The angels say, your soulmate is not running anymore. They may stumble, they may hesitate, but their spirit cannot deny the truth that God is showing them. Love is patient, and patience has been your companion. But patience is not endless waiting. It is preparation. It is the shaping of your spirit into one who can carry covenant with grace, humility, and joy. And you are ready, beloved, more ready than you realize. For as it is written, he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1:6. The work is almost complete. The confession is almost here. And the joy you have longed for is nearer than your breath. Hold this truth close. Your soulmate is awakening. Their silence is turning to speech. Their distance is turning to pursuit. Their hesitation is turning to confession. And soon they will say the words heaven has always known. Without you, life isn't possible. Peace to you, beloved soul. As we arrive together at this sacred moment, know this: the angels are rejoicing over what is being revealed. They have carried whispers to you across the stillness of nights, across the weight of your tears, across the long seasons of waiting. And their message has not changed. It has only grown clearer, louder, more radiant. Your soulmate's heart is awakening to the truth that life without you is not just difficult, it is impossible. For God has bound your souls in a mystery deeper than words, in a covenant older than time itself. As it is written, before I formed you in the womb I knew you. Jeremiah 9:5. This knowing extends beyond you alone. It extends to the one he has chosen for you. Their soul has always been tied to yours in the divine mind of God. Beloved, do not doubt this. Do not shrink back in fear. The ache you carry is not empty. It is evidence of destiny. And your soulmate feels the same ache, even if they cannot yet name it. For deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. Psalm 42:7. Deep calls to deep. And your depths have called out to theirs. And now they are beginning to answer. They are learning that no distraction satisfies, no substitute compares. No denial silences the truth. The truth is this: you are their God-given other, and life without you will never be enough. Beloved, the angels remind you that timing is not punishment, it is preparation. Each day of waiting has been a day of shaping their heart, shaping your patience, shaping the union so that when it comes together, it will not crumble. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. The season of silence is ending. The season of confession is beginning. The time for hidden love is drawing to a close, and the time for spoken truth is at hand. And when the words are spoken, they will not come as a surprise to your spirit. They will feel like recognition, like home, like a river finally finding its ocean. Beloved, hold this in your heart. The Lord himself is guarding your love story. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Psalm 138:8. And because it concerns you, it concerns him. Your soulmate is realizing that love is not an option they can walk away from. It is a calling, and they are learning to answer it. Do not be afraid. The angels say, you are not being overlooked. You are not being abandoned. You are being prepared for joy, and heaven has already written the final chapter, a chapter where two souls become one under the covering of God's hand. Beloved, if these words have brought peace to your heart, I invite you to join in this work of light. You may subscribe so that your soul may continue receiving guidance and rest in future messages. You may comment with your prayers and reflections so that others may be strengthened by your faith. You may share this word with someone who is waiting on God's promises so that they too may be reminded of his faithfulness. And if you feel led, you may bless this channel with a super thanks, helping the light of God's word travel further into weary hearts that need peace. It is never obligation. It is love, It is fellowship. It is the spreading of grace. Beloved, hear this truth one last time. Your soulmate is not drifting away. They are being drawn closer. They are learning to confess. They are being humbled by God's hand. And soon, their words will echo what heaven has always known. Without you, life is not possible. Rest in this, pray into this, trust in this, and walk in peace, knowing that God is faithful to finish what he has begun. As it is written, he makes everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. So shall it be with you. So shall it be with your love. So shall it be with the life God has written for you both. Go now in peace, beloved, and may your heart remain still and steady until the promise becomes flesh before your eyes.